Ugh. Let me just yawn real quick, because results were super boring this time around. But hey, that's investing. Not everything's gonna happen at once, it's gonna take time. We saw earnings and we saw extremely low volatility on a 5-day basis here, only down 5% here. So we've seen way bigger swings than that on a single day. We saw some big dips in the beginning in the earnings when they talked about the catastrophic weather events, and we saw increased recovery when we saw the profitability and when we saw the increased guidance. Don't worry, I will cover all of those things in this video. Just take a quick look at the few highlights from the investor presentation. Looking on this year-to-date basis, we're up 8%, and then on a one-year basis, we're seeing fantastic results. Although right now we're entering into the boring period for this stock. It was the same last year. It was this first quarter and second quarter where nothing really happened, and then in H2 we saw amazing gains. So let's just wait and see once again, and hopefully we can see a big boost coming up in the second half of this year. But once again, patience is key, and we've seen just fantastic result here on a one-year basis, and we shouldn't expect too much more. We need to be reasonable in our expectations in this case and not be too greedy. Recovery will come with the macro indeed. Let's take a look at some of the performance. I scrolled down to this slide straight away so I would be able to find it quickly for you guys instead of having to scroll through everything. And as you can see here, net loss per share, basic and diluted, 14 cents compared to an expectation of a loss of 26 cents. So we're seeing this start of year with more catastrophic weather events, with more things happening in terms of the gross loss premiums, so the loss rate increases a lot in the beginning of the year, and we're just seeing worse results overall in the insurance sector in this first half of the year. However, there were indeed some highlights as well, and we will take a quick look at those. So an increase in revenue that was far greater than expected. So this is a result of increased pricing in the policy. And then we also saw this increased profitability as well. And as a result, management increased guidance by 1.5 million for the full year. So instead of having a guidance of 1.5 million to 10 million roughly as a result for the year, they increased the guidance to 2.5 to 12.5. So just shifting that range up slightly. We also see big snooze fest here in terms of the results from catastrophic weather events. We saw 8 million worse than expected. So nothing major in terms of a swing towards the loss side or in terms of a swing towards the positive side. So once again, very low volatility. We saw some comments here on this hailstorm in Texas in the second half of March that contributed to this worse than expected results. But very small numbers this time around. Very, very small numbers. And then we just saw basically in line with expectations on a lot of points. And I think that it's gonna be the same in Q2. We're not gonna see big swings. What we can expect, in my opinion, is that if macro improves and we see rate cuts and this kind of stuff, it's gonna get a nice increase in share price. But I don't expect anything to happen in Q2 basically. I expect it to be just as boring as Q1. But that's just my opinion on this. We also saw a little bit on the balance sheet that rates were very nice for the loans that come to maturity here in 2026, and they had not started to renegotiate that yet as a result of these nice loans. That will come later on. They will look at it in roughly 12 months. So nothing major there either. Slight contraction in the software segment. Once again, we're waiting on the housing market to pick up pace for more transactions to happen in the commercial and in the private sector. But increasing revenues per customer. So some good numbers, but man, I was so disappointed, so boring. But it's gonna happen from time to time that we get these big nothing burgers where nothing happens in the stock price, and then we just have to be grateful for this 263% increase in the latest year. It's been just fantastic to see this recovery, and for those of you who are watching from Germany and Canada and countries outside of America, where you also seen the local currencies weaken a lot against the dollar, results have been even better in the 300% increase for a lot of you guys. So it's been an amazing year, but be prepared for some slowness in the quarter to come. Alright, that's been it for this video, and as always, hope you guys make a ton of money, whatever investments you decide to make. Take care now, bye bye.